Hi everyone. Good to see everybody again. Today I'm going to answer the question, what is energy? I apologize for not being here the last 2 weeks. I had problems uploading to YouTube, but they are solved now, and so we'll get back on track and I'll answer the questions that you've been asking. So, this is the question I got. Could you please explain what energy is? Is it our mood or emotions? What is an energetic state of being? So to come back to the grounding for this question, first of all, everything that you look at is built up of energy. Basically, matter, everything that you can see with your eyes, is energy in a coalesced state that has taken on a certain form that we can recognize as matter. So, basically, energy is what the universe is built of, both the seen and the unseen parts of the universe. So our world, but also everything outside of our world. So if I look around my room now, the cat is built of energy, the couch is built of energy, the carpet is built of energy. Also things that we cannot see, like air and any kind of thoughts and emotions are all energetic in their most basic form. They take on different forms as they make different patterns, as energy makes different patterns together in the world. Just in a very similar way that molecules or atoms or electrons, that is the basis of matter. And depending on the pattern that it forms into, it forms different types of atoms and different types of matter. So energy is the basic building blocks of the universe. Now, we, of course, are energy as well. And when I talk about energy, a lot of what I'm talking about is your personal bit of energy. So the universe is the universe, and if you take all that energy and put it together, it has a consciousness, and it has an awareness, and it has an intent. And you can sort of say it has a personality, but of course it doesn't have a human personality because it's not a human. A human is a very specific form of energy. So the universe itself has its own intent and its own personality and its own awareness. And it's aware of you right now because you are a part of it. The way that you are aware of your finger and how your finger is feeling, what it's doing, where it is, and how it's moving. The way you're aware of that, the energetic universe is aware of you because you are a part of it and it feels what you feel. So I feel and you feel what your finger feels. The same way the universe is aware of what you as an individual is feeling. So there is that interconnectedness there, and there is that care and concern of the universe for you because you are a part of it, and of course of the universe for everything in the universe because it is all it all goes up to make up. All goes together to make up that entity that is the universe. So in a very basic form, that's what energy is. You are a little blob or a little droplet of that larger energy. Now, I will talk about your energetic state of being. And what I mean by that is that the energy that comes in when you're born, as you come into the world, or rather, as you begin to move your perception and awareness to focus on your physical body. And you create your physical body, of course, as you grow into it and grow with it. Your energy is enlivening and activating an energetic blueprint that is your genes and a blueprint for a human body. Your energy activates that, and so you start creating that physical body with your energy, and with the blueprint that you get from your parents. So you start activating that and creating your energetic body, but the energy you come in with has an awareness and a perception that is similar to where it came from, meaning there's a much greater awareness and a much greater perception of the world and the universe and how everything works when you come in and you're talking about what I would refer to as your inner being or your inner self. That is that state of awareness that you had. Now, as you come into your physical body and you focus on your physical body and you have what I call local perception, you start to focus instead of with that universal perception, broader perception, you start to focus on the signals that your physical body is getting. So you start to focus on what you can see physically, what you can hear, what you can taste and touch. And that becomes more of what you tend to be aware of. And you tend, as you grow, to be less aware of that universal perception. In most cases, culture encourages that. Some people and some cultures encourage you to retain more of your universal awareness. So in most people that are watching this will have been trained over their lives to focus their perception on the information that's coming in through your physical body only. So when I talk about your energetic state of being, what I'm talking about is, are you as an energy more aligned with that larger energetic state of being, which is very naturally very healthy and moves forward with your own intent easily and flows easily and without hindrance. So when you're in that state, you feel good, because when you're in that state, it feels natural to you. So you then would have the emotion of feeling positive and happy, and things are moving forward and going the way that they should be going. So if you are not aligned or working with that larger energetic perception and flow, then you start to feel bad, because you feel that tension where you're trying to move away from what is natural. And so that causes the emotion of feeling bad. That tension causes what we call negative emotion, anxiety, anger, fear, whatever. And all that emotion is telling you is that this isn't natural for you, for your energy. That's what emotion is. It's the feeling that you get when your energy is moving away from your natural state of being. So when I talk about what is your energetic state, I mean, are you connected with your natural energetic state of being? And when you are connected, you feel good and happy and joyful and excited and interested and curious and alive and energetic. And when you're not moving with that state, you feel some of whatever form of what we call the negative emotions. So that's how energy and emotions work together. The emotions are a feedback system for how your energetic state is. So it's really, energy is everything at the basis. But when you're born, you're in charge of your own little ball of energy. And so you're in charge of taking care of it and feeding for it and caring for it, in a sense, meaning you're in charge of where it goes and what it does. And you can become quite focused on beliefs and ideas that will not care for that energy and will move it away from the way that it would naturally move. Meaning, energetically, you know that you're safe and cared for and that you can create anything that you want to in the world. So when your beliefs reflect that reality, then you're doing well and you're feeling well. When you start to believe, for whatever reason, that that isn't possible, your energy knows that isn't true and is trying to move forward in that way. And so if you're having thoughts that things are not possible for you to create in your life or whatever it is, then you're going to feel crappy. And because your energy is trying to move forward that way and you're stopping it because of the beliefs and ideas you're focusing on. So that's why I say also emotions are very healthy and absolutely necessary, because if we didn't have those negative emotions, we wouldn't know that we were thinking and focusing on things that were hindering us. And then, of course, positive emotions are just showing us we're doing what we're moving at our full potential forward in a way that will benefit us and other things around us. And that's the other beautiful thing about energy, is while you have control over and ownership of and responsibility for taking care of your own individual energy, your energy also has come from something larger, and your inner being always retains that connection and that broader perspective with the larger energetic state of everything else in the world. So just the same way as your finger is its own entity, it moves by itself and it has its own feelings. I know what the feelings of my this finger are versus this finger. They are separate. However, they're also connected. So if you want to use the metaphor of me being the universe and say my fingers being different people, that's a great metaphor, because if this finger isn't happy and doing well, this finger might be feeling well, but in some way the unhappiness of this finger is going to affect this one, because it's going to affect me. And me as a larger entity, if I'm not doing well, this one is ultimately going to be affected in some way. So that should give you an idea of really how connected we all are, but also how separate we are. We're in charge of taking care of ourselves, but if we don't take good care of ourselves, it affects everything else. And so there is care and concern and love for every single one of us from that larger energetic being. However, you're also in charge of taking care of yourself. And the better you do it, the better it affects the larger energetic whole. And the better we take care of each other, the better it affects the larger energetic whole. But each person is in charge of taking care of themselves. You cannot care for another person if they're not willing to do some part in it as well. You can't force care upon someone else or force health upon someone else. That's the beauty of the world, is when we come down here, we are in charge of ourselves. Doesn't mean we can't help other people, but we can't force help on anyone. So that is basically energy. You probably have more questions from that. Feel free to post them below and I will go ahead and answer them next week. Thank you so much for being here.